100 naira ko. That's ko.
Good morning, viewers. You're welcome to the program Lagos This Morning, where we bring into you latest topics and also trending headlines in Lagos State and also across Nigeria. I am Olajide Taufik Olamide.
I am Adene Adela. Welcome to Lagos This Morning.
Alright, let's go straight into the headlines for today. INEC to need 100,000 vehicles, 4,200 votes for the forthcoming election. Bullion van politicians after CBN says Atiku Kowa campaign. Depression leading cause of suicide, that is coming from some experts. Doyin Okupe resigns as Labour Party Director General. Okupe's fraud conviction won't stop Peter Obi, that is coming from Adeyanju Ibegbu, the Labour Party chieftain. Federal government attacks PDP and Labour Party concerning the 2023 polls. And the last one, the federal government bans cash withdrawals from public accounts. Alright, let's go into the details.
Federal government bans cash withdrawals from public accounts. The federal government is to stop cash withdrawal from all public accounts with immediate effect. In place of cash withdrawals, public officers are to open domiciliary accounts in foreign and local currencies ahead of the commencement of the new policy, which comes on the heels of the new Naira withdrawal policy announced by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. Chief Executive Officer, CEO of Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, NFIU, Modibo Tuko, in a statement yesterday, gave the new directive at a parley with the chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, in Abuja. The statement by the NFIU's chief media analyst, Ahmed Diko, said that the introduction of the new policy became necessary following the consistent devaluation of the Naira and the introduction of the new Naira policy, which automatically activates Section 1 of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act. The action is also said to have been activated following observation that most cash withdrawals from government accounts, including payments for extra code for public officials, were often in excess of the cash withdrawal limit provided by the Money Laundering Act.
Well, I think the federal government banning cash withdrawals from public account, well, I would say is a good one, but majority of these public officers would actually start using their family members' account or their company account to actually carry out those things they want to do concerning the forthcoming election, probably vote buying and the stuffs. Maybe that's what they will do, because they always find the means of just getting out of the way of the law. So that's just what I think about this federal government banning public account cash withdrawals. Or even if they ban their cash withdrawals, they actually do transfer to people, or what of the money they've stocked inside their house. So far so good over the years. So I think those ones, they bring it out to the people to actually use it to sway voters instead of actually doing transfer. And even the transfers, if most of these politicians actually do transfers to people now, the CBN would have their details. So that will make them be traceable. So I think they would actually make use of those money they've kept indoors, or maybe just opt for using their family members or their friends' account. Probably that's what they would do.
For me, I don't think they would probably want to use their family members or friends' accounts, because those are the people more close to them. They would want to use someone people wouldn't suspect to carry out their aim. That's it.
Alright, next one. INEC to need 100,000 vehicles, 4,200 votes. The Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, has said over 100,000 vehicles and about 4,200 votes will be needed to convey personnel and sensitive materials to the various polling units in the 2023 general election. This is as he assured Nigerians of the timely arrival of materials and personnel on election day. Well, the what's it called? The INEC saying they need 100,000 vehicles. I think it's just outrageous, because in Nigeria now we have just about 774 local government. So if they are saying they need 1,000, if they are saying they need 100,000 vehicles, if you should do the calculation now, 100,000 divided by 774 local governments, that means they will need 129 vehicles for one local government. For what? What are they using it for? I don't know the idea behind needing 100,000 vehicles to actually carry out an election. It's just outrageous. To me, it's outrageous. I don't think there is anything sensible behind that claim. Even 1,000 vehicles would have been too much for the INEC to actually use, because most of them, they have their personal vehicle, and they're also government vehicles as well. So if they now import 100,000 vehicles just because of the 2023 election, what would they do with those vehicles when the election is, when they are through with the election? That means they would need to, would they auction it off, or would they return it, or would they do anything to it? I don't understand the brain or the idea behind that. What do you feel?
The thing is, I know Nigeria has a lot of vehicles, so instead of them like writing amounts of money, because that will actually attract more money. So I feel they can probably use the one that have been used before, or probably there will be vehicles. This is Nigeria. They store vehicles anyhow. They store things anyhow. So they can use vehicles available, and there will be more than 1,000 vehicles available, which is the truth.
Alright, we have 26 people watching us right now. You can be part of this program by dropping your comment. We're talking about INEC coming out to say that they need 100,000 vehicles and 4,200 boats for the 2023 election. What do you think about it? What do you think? Do you think it is justifiable? Because we're just having about 774 local governments, and that would be about 120 cars per local government. What do they want to use it for? 100,000 vehicles just for an election? Oh, I personally, I think it's just something else. It's something else. I don't know what the INEC were thinking when they actually made that kind of statement. So what do you think? You can drop your comment. I can see Omotese Okiki. Well, I don't understand what he's trying to say here. Alright, so you can drop your comment. What do you think? What do you think? We're talking also about Doyin Okupe stepping down as the Labour Party Director General. What do you think about it? The APC has come out yesterday to say that Doyin Okupe should step down. Though my initial opinion was that, to be candid and sincere, if he steps down as the DG, that would be honourable for him, and to actually do more good to the Labour Party than harm. And also, I think coming to this DG stepping down of a thing, I actually think more office holders can actually do something like this. We only see this kind of thing happening abroad, not in the Nigerian setting. But now Doyin Okupe coming out to step down as the DG because he has been convicted for money laundering, I think is a good one. Alright, if you have any comments, drop your comment and let's be part of the program so we can enjoy everything together. Alright, let's go to the next one quickly.
FG attacks PDP Labour Party. As the 2023 general election campaign continues, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has criticized the PDP and Labour Party for downplaying the achievements of the Muhammadu Buhari administration. Flip TV report that Mohammed, who spoke on Tuesday in Abuja during the presentation of the achievements recorded in the youth and sports sector of the economy since the Buhari administration came to power in 2015, said the opposition should stop pretending as if they are not seeing Buhari's project across Nigeria.
Well, as much as Buhari has done something, he has done some things in Nigeria. The second Niger bridge is something that is commendable. Though it is his duty as the president, if there were no problems, we won't need any president to come into power. even these 2023 elections, because we are in crisis. There is crisis in the economy, in infrastructure, in education, in the health sector, in the agricultural sector. That is why we are coming to vote for people to be in position of leadership, so they can right the wrongs of past government. So I think the APC shouldn't make a molehill out of this little thing, because now they are saying people are not appreciating what President Muhammadu Buhari's administration has done, but it's their duty to actually work, and I think they've done below par, below expectation. They rolled out 62 promises during the 2019 election, and now they didn't even achieve up to half of the promises. They didn't do even up to 31 out of the 62. So how should we grade that kind of thing? Let's say over 100. If you are above 50, even if it's 50.1, that is pass mark. You are above average. But now when you didn't perform even up to quarter. So what should we call that? That is failure, regardless of what they have done. If it does not reflect on the people's pocket, then they failed. Because now they met dollar at 196, and now dollar is almost up to 800. That means if the money, okay, let's say you invested money, okay, let's say you put your money in bank, probably you have 1 million then in 2014, before Buhari came into power, you have 1 million in your account in a fixed deposit. By now, that money has devalued. What it can buy as a then, it can't buy that kind of thing anymore now. So you've pulled people into poverty instead of you bringing them out. You have devalued the naira. You've done so many things. Students have been home for about 8 months. You're coming outside to say people should clap for you for doing what? No, I just don't think they've really done so much. They've not really done so many things like that. So when you exceed people's expectation, that is when you deserve an applause. So
well, Buhari said he has done his best, the best that we cannot see. And Lai Mohammed said the opposition party should stop pretending like they cannot see Buhari's project across Nigeria. But I can't see any project. The only project that I know is the Niger Bridge that was just constructed. So the education sector is nothing to write home about. The health sector, nothing to write home about, and so many other things like that. So I don't know what he has done that is worth applauding him for. So I don't really know.
Alright, we have some comments here. Flabe, it's been a while. We didn't see you on the program yesterday. You didn't drop your comment even day before yesterday. But thank you very much for joining us on the program. Today, I can see your comment here. You say up to 5 billion GBP is what INEC will need. Have a good day. Up to 5 billion Great Britain pounds. Alright. Mufat Asmov said, let Lai keep his comment to himself and his office. Who cares? Well, I think Lai Mohammed has been, I wouldn't want to blame Lai Mohammed, because he's dancing to the tune of his paymasters. When they pay you to actually lie to people, so you have to do what they've paid you to do. So I think Lai Mohammed is a kind of public relations personnel. Then he's also a spin doctor. He can spin a kind of scenario whereby the thing is very bad to a very pleasant manner. Can paint bad things in a pleasant form. So that is what he's been appointed to do. So it's just doing his work. He knows the truth about everything. Before we used to say, okay, the previous government, Goodluck Jonathan, okay, he didn't work on security. We have Boko Haram everywhere. Now we're not really talking about Boko Haram, but I think what they did to Boko Haram was to change their name. They changed them from Boko Haram to bandit. If you go to the dictionary now and look for bandit has just, according to the dictionary meaning of bandit, it's just like thugs on the streets. But you don't see bandits like, according to the real meaning of bandits carrying RPGs, having bombs. No, they only revamped Boko Haram and changed them into bandits, herdsmen and the likes. And now there's even kidnappings almost in all the 36 states of Nigeria, including the FCT. Nowhere is safe. So how do you calculate that kind of achievement or success? No, that success is retrogressive. It's not even progressive at all. So that is the truth of the matter. It's not even any sentiment or anything. All right, let's move on to the next one quickly. Bullion van politicians after CBN, says Atiku Okowa campaign. The Atiku Okowa presidential campaign organization has said it was it has revealed the onslaught on the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, and called for restraint given the sensitivity of his position to the country's economy. Spokesperson of the Atiku Okupe Presidential Campaign Organization, Kola Ologbondiyan, in a statement said the call for restraint comes against the backdrop of apprehensions that inordinately ambitious politicians that run activities with bullion vans and raw cash are out to destroy the nation's financial institution, particularly the CBN, for their selfish political interests. Well, it is said that when you have a clear conscience, you won't be scared of any accusation. So now people coming out to actually say they want to arrest the CBN governor. That means they feel threatened by the policy of the CBN. And if you are being threatened, that means you are having a skeleton in your cupboard. So actually the PDP coming out to say it is for the bullion van politicians. How many politicians use bullion van in Nigeria now? We've only seen only one person using bullion van at the eve of 2019 election. So it's only the APC presidential candidate. That's who he's trying to talk about. So though election in Nigeria now,
the APC that is going against the CBN governor.
Even the other parties like the SDP, the AAC, the Labour Party, they are not even really talking about what the CBN is doing.
First, Femi Fani-Kayode said is the CBN governor above the law, because they said the man is financing terrorism. He's not financing terrorism, so he should be arrested. So it's now when we are talking about the redesign naira notes. That's when they know that he is the one financing terrorism in Nigeria. Something is up. I think with the new redesign naira notes, it's going to help to curb vote buying, which they don't want.
Yes.
So they are trying as much as possible to like put this man in detention till when they can establish their own policy, which is not possible.
Well, yeah, I can see Miss Gladys here. Good morning to you all. Good morning, Miss Gladys. Thank you for joining us on the program. Happy midweek to you all watching from ATL USA. Good morning, Ma. And Merry Christmas in advance. Alright, so I just think the CBN would actually be able to withstand the pressure from politicians, from bullion van politicians to be precise. Because if you are not being affected, if you don't have a skeleton in your cupboard, you won't feel threatened by the withdrawal policy. And I think this withdrawal policy is just been fashioned for the election. Maybe after the election they would actually relax the policy. That's what I just think. And it will just be a bad one for the political class that will be gunning for political seats in 2023. Because by January 9, you won't be able to withdraw more than 20,000 naira a day in your personal account. So even if those people, even if they transfer the money to so many accounts, the CBN will be able to trace those accounts. Yeah. Let's just say an account that has not been functioning for months, then election is coming, they now start seeing influx of cash or transfer into the account. They will trace that account and they will track the person down. Or probably they won't let the person be able to withdraw that money. So when you complain to your bank, they interrogate you. Yeah. Like, this account has not been functioning. Why do you now think of using it now when the election is coming?
Why is this amount of money coming
in?
Where are you getting it from?
Where are you getting it from? All of a sudden, not even coming in bit by bit. All of a sudden, like an account that has been abandoned for years, and all of a sudden millions now start rolling into the account. Of course, they will freeze the account. And there's nothing you can do about it. So I just think it's a good one for the masses, because I don't actually have any political candidates. I don't have anyone I'm rooting for for this 2023 election, because so far so good. So many politicians has come out to tell us different things, and majority of those things are lies from the pit of hell. Even if they are truth from the mind of the politicians, by the time they get into power, is either the constitution does not allow them to do it, or the House of Rep or the House of Assembly, they don't really allow these bills to pass, or something must surely block that kind of idea, or the idea is just too good for this kind of system Nigeria is using. So I think the majority of them will just come with different promises, whereby Bright who came with the promises, he said he would be giving people 5,000 naira, like youth that would be collecting monthly stipend, don't be ASU strike, your 4 years will be 4 years. But he might have the intention at heart, but it make difference on the ground. So I don't really support anybody. I just want, there should just be a level playing ground, and anyone who wins. And so I think it's a good one from the CBN. The CBN should actually come up with more policies to restrict politicians during political season like this. Alright, let's move on.
Okupe's fraud conviction won't stop Peter Obi, Adeyanju Igbebu. The Labour Party LP campaign director general Doyin Okupe was on Monday convicted for fraud. Flip TV report that an Abuja Federal High Court sentenced Okupe to 2 years imprisonment for breaching the Money Laundering Act. He was guilty of 26 out of the 59 count charges preferred against him by the EFCC. Justice Ijoma Ojukwu ordered that the 26 counts, which attracted a 2-year jail term each, would run concurrently. Ojukwu, however, gave an option of 500,000 naira fine in each of the counts, amounting to 13 million naira.
Well, I think this Okupe's fraud conviction, since Okupe has stepped down as the Labour Party Director General, it shouldn't affect Peter Obi. And then Peter Obi of the Labour Party, I think Labour Party is now a strong force in the political space. Aside from APC and PDP, Labour Party is a strong force, and Peter Obi is just someone that is unrelenting. He's so very strong. He can be in 3 different locations under 24 hours. From Kaduna, you see him again delivering speech in Abuja, from Abuja going to Imo State, just traveling everywhere. So I don't think Peter Obi is actually deterred or being moved by this allegation of by this conviction of Doyin Okupe. Though crisis will always come up. It depends on how the personnel actually handle the crisis. So I think it shouldn't affect Peter Obi. It shouldn't. It is bound to happen. It shouldn't affect him. And the swiftness of the court when it came to Doyin Okupe, it just tells us that there is something fishy. That is not just something that is out of the ordinary. It didn't come out of the ordinary. That means I don't know who's behind. I wouldn't want to make a false allegation to someone, but in Nigeria so far so good, we know that the judicial system is not so fast like that. They would actually adjourn cases, delay, and do so many things before they come into conclusion and make judgments. But for the Okupe's case, just under 24 hours, it's not even up to 24 hours, in just few hours he's been in the court, then convicted, then sentenced to 2 years in prison or 13 million naira. So it just shows that the Labour Party is moving, because the Labour Party has now been seen by PDP and APC as a threat to their political ambition. So they will do all they have to do, and all it takes them to actually bring the Labour Party down. So that's what I should think. Sure. What do you feel?
Well, I don't think it will actually make Peter Obi relent in his presidential ambition. There will always be crisis. PDP is currently having crisis.
Yeah, PDP is having crisis too.
Are yet to resolve. So, and I believe Labour Party is capable of resolving their crisis, which is already showing already. So, I don't think it's going to deter him from his presidential ambition.
Okay, we have 40 people watching us. We have 40 people watching us here. Thank you all for joining us on today's program. You can as well join us every day from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Alright, I can see a comment here from Favor Alexander. We are not voting for party, rather we are voting to nominate Peter Obi. No matter what the judge or anyone says, no story. Yeah, that is the aim of this 2023 election. We are not voting for any political party. Political party has come up so many years from time immemorial to do things. Maybe I will see people hopping from this political party to another one because they want to win, not just because they want to serve. So now, supporters of Labour Party have come up to say, okay, even the majority of the youth have come up to say Peter Obi is the one we trust, and they want to actually install him. as the president. I think that is a good one from the youth, because the elite, the old ones, have actually been there for so long, whereby they don't even want to live there, and they say we the youth are the leaders of tomorrow, but they the leaders don't want to leave the seat. So it's just like you are telling with your mind. Since when you have been in primary schools, you be a parent and listen to your children, we are the leader of tomorrow. Which leader? You want your child to lead, and you are not ready to lead the way. We will just push you up the way. So that's just it. You can't keep telling a child that is meant to be a leader, then you are keeping him down. The time will come by, you will say, no, I can't take this anymore. Alright, Mr. Yomilawa said, only Obi can't do anything. Let's pray to God. What do you feel?
Yeah, only Obi can do anything. But I think with the right people around him, he'll be able to achieve something.
Yes. Yeah. Well, as much as we would like to pray to God, me personally, we have to pray to God, but we have to work as well. If the youth actually want Nigeria to work, they have to come outside, they have to mobilize, they have to sensitize. So they go inside, they pray in your homes, then come outside to sensitize and preach the gospel of voting rights, voting your conscience, collecting your PVCs, coming out to defend your vote, not just staying inside and say, I've prayed for Peter Obi. Election is not a matter of prayers, it's a matter of numbers. Even if it's just one number like this, probably a presidential candidate has 4,000,001 votes, the other one has 4 million, then the one with the remaining 1 vote wins. Election is about numbers, so people should just come outside and do the needful. Alright, quickly on to the next one. Depression, leading cause of suicide, expert. There has been an upsurge in suicide, especially among young people in the last 12 months. On a frequent basis, suicide cases continue to flood social media space, with many instances underreported. It's even more worrisome to know that the World Health Organization, in its 2019 report, Suicide in the World, Global Health Estimate, said Nigeria had become one of the epicenters of suicide in the world, with a suicide estimate of 17.3 per 100,000 persons. This is higher than the global 10.5 per 100,000 persons and Africa 12.0 per 100,000 estimate. It was reported a mixed trend of successful and failed suicide cases within the last 2 months. One involved a student in Kebbi State. And apart from that, a father took his own life in Imo State. The middle-aged man, Austin, allegedly committed suicide in Owerri West local government area of Imo State. The deceased reportedly hanged himself on a ceiling fan in his room. Another incident involved a final year student at the Federal Polytechnic, Oko.
Suicide.
Well, as much as I wouldn't want to say that this suicide, the upsurge in suicide came in when this government came into power.
Yeah.
Because we all knew before, there used to be money everywhere. In fact, you even see money on the road. Now you can't even see money anywhere. Nobody gives you anything free anymore. No free food. Even if you dream, you don't eat in the dream anymore. They don't even bring food in the dream. So it's just something else. If the government is doing what they ought to do, people won't be depressed. If someone can actually go out there, just do your menial job and just at least make a living for yourself.
Imagine someone graduating from school and they're not getting jobs for like 2 years, 3 years.
Depression will set in.
And the thought of suicide will come in.
Of course.
So the government has really dealt with a lot of Nigerians. Seriously, because many people are actually going through a lot. I was thinking, like, there are so many people like on a sick bed, praying to God, like, God, please let me just be able to like stand up and do some things and just see New Year and then be able to walk fine again. Whereas this government does not, they actually care less. It's just some little, all these NGOs that are helping some people in the country. The governments are not doing anything. Buhari has not done anything tangible, anything worth of applauding in Nigeria at all. No. Nigerians are going through a lot. If you see it, Nigerians are going through a lot. I know what I'm saying. Some people can't even afford to buy gari to drink. Nigerians are going through a lot.
Look at that man who killed himself, who committed suicide on 3rd Milan Bridge. People actually breaking the man.
that got engaged to her friends, and then she got down from a cab and then jumped into the lagoon. What happened?
Imagine.
So Nigerians are really going through a lot, some that they cannot even explain to anybody. But if you carry your problem to another person, like, oh, you don't know what I'm going through, so I'm going
exactly.
through.
So not be like.
So the Nigerians are keeping things in now, because if I should go and meet this person and I'm relaying my problem to him or her, be like, I'm also going. Exactly, everybody has one or two problems they are going through. So if nobody is helping me now, I wouldn't blame anybody, because many people are going through a lot.
Of course. So
Nigerians are really going through, and this Buhari's government is the worst government ever. Worst government ever, because you can't afford a daily meal, you can't afford. So someone said like some ladies should be giving free pad, which is the truth. To buy pad now is 800 naira. Who will be able to afford 800 naira if the person is not working? Probably some, like, let me say, like an orphan. Where is she going to get money to buy a pad of 800 naira from?
Let's say she's using like 5 to 7. That's about 4,000 naira every time. Well, Mr. Flip said, "Now, wow, Mr. Flip. Now, so we see, and for our country people who can help us for this Matthias." Well, I just think so many people are going through a lot in this country. So many. If some people actually open their mouth to tell you their story, see, man, you just feel for them, like for real. But in the midst of that, we should just. Suicide is not just an option. You can always see someone to open up to. And also at times, I heard a quote that if everyone in the room actually put their problems on a table,
you will not even open your mouth.
Majority would pick their problem back and start thanking God, like, wow, so I'm not the only one in this. So someone is actually going through something worse than I'm going through.
Exactly.
At times, our only problem is just majority of us, the larger percentage of the population of Nigerians, our problem is money. Money. You can work freely. You can. Your body system is functioning well. You are not.
I've come to realize that in this Nigeria, if you don't have money, you are nobody, which is the truth. You have, even for you to like go after your career or go after your dream, you need money.
Yeah.
Yes, you need money to go after a skill that you want to learn, a career you want to pursue, or anything that you want to do.
You surely need money.
So that's it.
But I would always say that suicide is never an option. This life is very beautiful. It's very interesting and sweet, no matter what the problem might be. And no matter what the problem might even be, there's no way someone will be living and not have a few challenges. Challenges are part of life, and overcoming those challenges are what make life interesting. So that's just what I feel. I have a comment here from Favor Alexander. Thank you for dropping your comment. He said, as a professional clinical psychologist here in the UK, I understand the emotional and psychological problem people face in Nigeria. I encourage people to not allow what is happening to them affect them. Well, okay. So when we talk about that, I think people shouldn't allow their problems to affect them. Okay.